For a decade, the world watched two kings rule football, Messi and Ronaldo. But there was always a prince in waiting, the heir to the throne, the man destined to eclipse them both, Neymar Jr.
Neymar. Goal!
But destiny is cruel. An ill-fated exit from Barcelona, a golden cage in Paris, injuries that shattered his bones and his dreams. The prince fell. He fell so hard that for 2 years, the Brazil shirt, the most famous jersey on earth, didn't even touch his skin. But now, the script is flipped. As the 2026 World Cup nears, Neymar smells blood. One last shot at redemption, one last chance to seize the crown that slipped through his fingers. Can he fight his way back into the squad? And if he does, can he drag a nation to glory?
Centre de Diallo pour Neymar!
To understand the tragedy, you have to understand the height of the fall. You have to remember just how frighteningly good this kid was. It started at Santos. To call him a prospect is an insult. This was lightning in a bottle. By 18, he was humiliating grown men for sport and had become the heartbeat of Brazil. The rest of the world watched in disbelief as he did things in real games that people couldn't even do in video games. By 19, he was the obsession of every footballing superpower in Europe. When Barcelona came calling, it was the chance of a lifetime. An invitation to stand shoulder to shoulder with Lionel Messi in a team that was already rewriting the laws of the game. The next chapter looked less like sport and more like performance art. Despite doubts about his size and adaptation, Neymar set Spain on fire. But history was truly written when Luis Suarez arrived, the MSN. For 3 glorious years, they formed the deadliest attacking force the sport has ever seen. Neymar was the showman. He had a telepathic connection with Messi and Suarez that dismantled defenses before a ball was even kicked. They ended the 2014-15 season with a groundbreaking 122 goals, shattering Spanish records, and securing the treble, making Barcelona the first club in history to win it twice. Neymar wasn't a passenger, he was the engine running the team. He scored in the final, danced through defenses, and earned a nomination for the 2015 Ballon d'Or. He stood on the podium next to Messi and Ronaldo. He was 23, the world was at his feet. Fans forgot about Ronaldinho, they had a new king. But Neymar wanted more. Neymar looked at Barcelona and saw Messi's team. He realized the hard truth. As long as he stayed, he would never hold the scepter. He didn't want to be part of history, he wanted a kingdom of his own. So, in 2017, he pulled the trigger on a decision that shook the world. He left for Paris Saint-Germain in a deal worth 222 million euros, a number that still defines modern football inflation. He landed in Paris like a rock star, but the script went dark. 5 years in, the French capital brought flashes of brilliance interrupted by agonizing silence. Metatarsal breaks, adductor tears, and missed Champions League nights became the norm. The Ballon d'Or drifted away. The career that was skyrocketing began to take a nosedive. Eventually, PSG moved on. They wanted youth, not an aging superstar. With Europe turning its back due to his wages and injury record, Neymar made his boldest choice yet, Al Hilal. He left the epicenter of football for the Saudi desert. The criticism was deafening. The press labeled him the prince who never became king, and they were right. The move was a catastrophe. Injuries struck again, limiting him to just 7 appearances in 2 seasons. The club saw a liability they couldn't afford to keep. So they opened the door, and he went back to where it all started. Santos. 33 years old, battered, written off. Most players would call it a day. But Neymar's return to Santos wasn't a victory lap, it was a rescue mission. The club was drowning, staring relegation in the face. Neymar stepped onto the pitch far from 100%, but the magic was still there. In the final 4 matches of the 2025 season, he scored 5 goals. When the pressure was highest, he dragged his boyhood club out of the fire. He saved them. Now he faces one final knee surgery. But the narrative has shifted. He has shed the label of liability to become the club's undisputed savior. If he recovers early and starts next season strong, the door to the national team is open. He is still their all-time leading goal scorer and assist provider, but he hasn't worn the yellow jersey since October 2023, and his history with the World Cup is a horror story. The World Cup has been cruel to Neymar. In 2014, on home soil, a fractured vertebra in the quarterfinals forced him to watch from a hospital bed as Germany destroyed Brazil 7-1. In 2018, a not fully fit Neymar couldn't stop Brazil from crashing out against Belgium. Then came Qatar 2022. Brazil were favorites. Neymar was electric. His quarterfinal goal against Croatia was a masterpiece that should have been the winner. But a late equalizer and a penalty shootout disaster left him sobbing on the pitch. It was supposed to be his coronation. Instead, it was another scar. Many felt he would never get a better opportunity. Until now. If Neymar makes this squad, he isn't walking into a broken team. He is joining a war machine. For the first time in years, there is real optimism around the Seleção thanks to one man, Carlo Ancelotti. The most successful manager in Champions League history knows how to turn stars into champions. He inherits a squad of world beaters. Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Eder Militao, and Casemiro, players he raised at Real Madrid. He knows their DNA. Add the defensive solidity of Alisson, Marquinhos, and Gabriel Magalhaes, plus the explosive youth of Chelsea's Willian Estevao and Joao Pedro, and you have a juggernaut. Ancelotti has the tactical flexibility and man management to unlock this team. Throw a hungry, desperate Neymar into that Hashon Zero role, and you have a nightmare for any opposition. In Group C, Brazil faces Haiti, Scotland, and Morocco. They should comfortably top the group, though Morocco, the 2022 semifinalists, will be a stiff test. Winning the group likely sets up a round of 32 clash against the Netherlands or Japan. Tough, but beatable. But then the Sharks circle. The round of 16 could bring heavyweights like Germany or France, or dangerous outsiders like Senegal, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, or Norway. Any slip up here is fatal. The quarterfinals could see a rematch with Croatia or a battle against England. The semis? Potentially Argentina or Portugal. Messi versus Neymar. Ronaldo versus Neymar. The narratives write themselves. And the final? Germany, France, or Spain. To be the best, you have to beat the best. If luck is on their side, Brazil has the talent to burn any team to the ground. Neymar will be 34. The legs aren't what they were, but the mind and hunger have never been stronger. Carlo Ancelotti has made it clear, if the fitness is there, the king is welcome. This is his last chance. There is no 2030. Can he take a career defined by almost and turn it into absolute? Can he help Brazil find its lost glory and finally crown his own career with the biggest prize of all? The stage is set. We'll find out soon.